I'm going to build a kit bash from the Grot Bomber and Eavy Bomber kit. So I'm going to do two different kit bashes, the Landa, which is what I'm going to do now, and the Blaster Bomber, which is what I'm going to do in the next video. So there's some pieces that don't change. The top part, I'm using the double turret from the Grot Bomber. I'm using the sides from the Grot Bomber. I'm using the nose from the standard Eavy Bomber. I've got 3 Grot turrets. I'm using the wings from the Grot Bomber. Engines don't matter. I'm going to use the tail with the spoiler going all the way across, as in the standard Eavy Bomber instructions. This is a Landa, it's a transport aircraft. It's not a heavily armed combat aircraft, so I'm not going to put ordnance on it. I'm just going to have these left as they are. It's not even going to carry Grot bombs, though you could magnetise this and then use it as a Grot bomber and cause very little confusion because it'll still have a similar profile. But basically I'm looking at other things you can do with the Eavy Bomber and Grot Bomber kits, because Orks, they've got 4 aircraft. It's very likely the Imperials will get more aircraft first, but there's a lot you can do with the Eavy Bomber and the Grot Bomber kits, considering that you can switch all the bits between them because they've got the same basic core. So this is me building a Landa, a transport aircraft for scenario use that I'm going to come up with some rules for, and I'll put them on the internet. But it is a very simple kit bash that should work absolutely fine. So I'm going to come back with all the pieces cleaned up, and I'm going to build the main body and then finish off the wings and the engines off camera and bring you the finished model at the end. So I'll be back in a second. Okay, to speed the video up, I've put the sub-assemblies together. So the only thing different from building a standard Grot Bomber is the changing of the nose. So let's pop this in. This is a very, very simple kit bash. All you're doing really is taking the nose from the Eavy Bomber, putting on the Grot Bomber to reduce the number of guns it's got, and then leaving the Grot bombs off the wings. And in return what you've got is a transport aircraft that you can use for scenario and narrative play. To give your Imperial plane something to try and shoot at, and your Dakka jet something to defend. So I'm thinking when I do the rules of giving this transport 6, because then it actually represents something that you could put a war boss and his whole retinue in. It also makes it a pretty valuable transport plane, if reasonably resilient. And it gives you a use for all the bits you got left over when you hijack some of the Blitz, some of the Grot Bomber bits to build a Blitz Bomber. So it's a transport craft with a nose turret, two other turrets, that's there to drop a strike force on, say, an Imperial or a Tau target. So it's slow, it's big, but it's hard to shoot down, and it does have reasonable guns. But yeah, I like that. But it shows you that the Eavy Bomber and the Grot Bomber bits are completely interchangeable, and you can mix and match them. So if you've enjoyed this video, hit like and subscribe. If you want to chat, leave a comment below. But otherwise, good gaming.